Hi everybody, this is Ellie. Thanks so much for joining me today for October's Stationery Stockpile Challenge collab that I do with Daksina. The theme for October is fall or autumn, or whatever season you are currently in. I will be making a sticker dashboard on a piece of A5 sized vellum, well, slightly smaller than A5 size, and I've pulled out some old stickers I have from Let's Plan It, as well as my Happy Planner Squad Goals sticker book, because that has seasonal stickers. This month's dashboard gave me the chance to use up a lot of stickers that I've never found a place for, so I started, as I usually do, with one larger sticker in the middle. I chose those two girls under an umbrella because October and November are very gray and rainy here in Ontario. Then I like to choose some bigger stickers for the corners, and I kind of work outwards from the middle and inwards from the corner at the same time. We are in the season of fall where I live, and I wanted to include any Halloween stickers I could find, as well as any fall-themed foliage, animals, anything like that. I will say for about the first half of putting this dashboard together, I was really skeptical that it would turn out in a way that I liked, but I do feel like it does end up coming together and I'm really happy with the result. I'm just going to go ahead and chat while you see me making the dashboard on screen. If you follow me on Instagram, I briefly mentioned that I have taken a short-term teaching contract. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a supply or substitute teacher, and I usually work day to day, but I haven't been working since the pandemic started here for a variety of reasons. And so this is my first time back in the classroom. It is a kindergarten contract, and kindergarten is my favorite. It is exhausting, but so rewarding. I will tentatively be in the classroom for 6 weeks, and I'm working with a teaching partner, which is always lovely. We have a class of 27, both JK and SK students, so 4 and 5-year-olds. We actually still have a couple of 3-year-olds who have late birthdays, and they are a really, really sweet bunch. It has been so much fun to start planning for them, for their lessons, their interests, their provocations, and I'm having a blast. It's funny because material-wise, there is a lot of overlap between planning for kindergarten and just planning for myself. I have already used my paper cutter, some of my click art pens, my laminator. Actually, a lot of these stickers that you're seeing right now to the left, once I was done with this dashboard, I took the rest of them in for the class and they found them and loved them. So the love of stickers, I can see it starting so young, guys. I really like that this is a shorter term contract because it lets me ease back into the classroom at a pace that I'm comfortable with. And I really lucked out in joining such a lovely class and such a bright and fun group of students. I haven't been posting on Instagram as much, and my YouTube video schedule is also off, and I hope you'll bear with me. I'm still figuring out the balance between doing all of the planning I need to for the classroom and doing all the planning I love for me and sharing and interacting with you guys here and on Instagram. I also have to film at different times now, and it's pretty hard to find a quiet time in a household of 6. So if you do notice any background noises in my videos, that is why. In terms of using my bullet journal, I actually didn't use it at all the first week that I was in the classroom. One of the reasons is because I didn't want to take it with me to school with its leather cover. Kindergarten is many things, but clean is not one of them. So I thought I could use the Hobonichi Weeks that I have that hasn't really had a use, but I didn't end up opening that up either. I've mentioned it before, but when I'm teaching, I have a binder that has plans that follow our classroom schedule and routine and that I fill in there. So I don't really need a teacher planner. I just need to incorporate kind of the tasks that I have upcoming or to remember in whatever planner that I'm using. Trying to use the Hobonichi Weeks and my bullet journal last week reminded me that I really do like to have everything in one space. So this week I'm going to be brainstorming how that will look in my current bullet journal. I did take it out of the gorgeous Getty cover it's been in for, I think, 6 months now. And I have it inside an A5 Lauren Phelps Designs clear vinyl cover, which is great because I can wipe that down if it gets on any sticky or sandy or wet surfaces. Guys, you name it, I've stepped in it or sat in it or touched it in kindergarten. You might also remember that October is my last month in my current bullet journal, so I also will be setting up my November and December bullet journal for the rest of the year. It will just have those 2 months. I am thinking it will be in a Leuchtturm hardcover notebook. Originally, I didn't want to use a whole notebook for just 2 months, but I don't really have time to fiddle with a new notebook or worry about paper or finding another vinyl cover, so that is what I'm going to do. I just picked up one today at Chapters, and I picked up an original notebook, not a bullet journal version, not 120 GSM, because the 120 GSM ones, I do have a bullet journal edition 2 notebook, but they are much thicker, and it did not fit in my clear vinyl cover, and right now, that is my #1 priority. A notebook that will fit in the clear vinyl cover. So I will do my best to share that setup whenever I get to it. As for the rest of my planning updates, I am very behind in my Hobonichi cousin. I have hardly gotten to it at all in October. I still have not placed my Hobonichi order for 2022, and that is because I am still deciding on if I want to go with the cousin or with the A6 English version plus the weekly supplement. I'm leaning towards the latter, the smaller size, but we will see. I see my Halloween stickers have made an appearance there, and it reminds me that I will be dressing in a costume for Halloween. There is no more fun place to dress up than in a kindergarten classroom. I have a couple of gowns, like princess or queen gowns that my mom picked up on a super sale years ago. So I might wear one of those, or I do have a polka dotted dress that would be perfect for a Dalmatian costume. So I'm looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. I've been watching a little bit of TV lately. I've been following the MLB playoffs, the baseball playoffs. I am still watching The Great British Baking Show with my mom. We have just finished season 4. And I also watched Only Murders in the Building. And I believe that's by Hulu, but here in Canada, I watched it on Disney Plus, and I loved it. It's about true crime podcast fans who have a murder in their building and then decide to investigate it. It's with Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, and they were a hilarious trio. I just had a lot of fun. It's a comedy. I am not a true crime follower usually, but I really enjoyed it. So that was a lot of fun, and I believe there will be a season 2, which I'm excited about. If you remember my Marvel rewatch spread, I am still very slowly making my way through it. I usually watch a movie over a couple of nights, sometimes more than a week apart. But the last one that I watched was The Avengers, the first Avengers, and next I believe is Thor: The Dark World, which I have never seen any part of. So I'm looking forward to that whenever I get to it. I still have not watched Ted Lasso season 2 yet. I got my mom hooked on it and then my brother. So now it's about finding times where the 3 of us can sit down together and watch it. But I know that we definitely will, and I am definitely looking forward to it. If you guys have watched and loved anything lately, please do feel free to let me know. Oh, I will also say that the Women's Network here in Canada is already starting to air Hallmark Christmas movies. They've called it the countdown to Christmas, starting in October. This is by far the earliest I have ever seen, but I will admit to watching some of those movies, and my mom is a sucker for them. She loves them. I just can't believe that they are already starting now. And it's funny because they use a lot of the same actors in them. And of course, they're predictable, but I think that's one of the things that makes them like comfort viewing. At least that's how I see them. And I guess now that I'm talking about Christmas, I keep seeing posts on how shipping is going to be very, very slow and the merits of shopping early if you do any Christmas shopping. I do shop for Christmas, and I am a notoriously last minute shopper. I never mean to be. It comes down to me being very indecisive and then basically just procrastinating until I have less choice and have to make a decision. I usually have an idea and then I will just sit on it for weeks and get it at the last minute. I don't know. So we will see if that holds true this year or if I will be more on top of things, more ahead of the game. This is a little bit of a ramblier or chattier video than I usually make. It's the end of the school day on Monday, and honestly, my brain just feels tired. I end up talking all day, just answering questions or helping out or redirecting. So I guess this just kind of feels like an extension of that. There is one thing I did want to ask you guys. And I mentioned a while ago that I have an iPad and I would like to learn Procreate. It is a very, very slow process for me. But the idea is to maybe one day be able to create some digitals or something. And I was just wondering if you like digital files, if you ever purchase from digital shops, what kinds of things do you like? And feel free to be as specific as possible. I don't know if people typically like functional dates or things like that, or if you're looking for decorative elements. I don't know. This is all a very, very vague idea, but I have never really purchased a ton of digitals because I have so many stickers. I was part of Courtney Diaz's Patreon for a while, and those were beautiful and very, very generous. She has a lot of collage sheets, and they were both decorative and functional from what I remember. So anyways, I was just wondering what kind of items you do like if you are buying digitally. I think I'm about all chatted out. There's not much else new with me. So I will let the video run for a little bit with music, and I will pop back on towards the end. filling in these spaces with those little acorns, and there were even tinier spaces. So you know me, I love these Wonton in a Million sticker sheets. This is from one booklet that I got years ago at Michael's, and I have been using this, well, all year for our Stationery Stockpile challenge. So here I grabbed the little gold hearts. I thought it went with the kind of fall color scheme, and I am just filling in anything that feels like a blank spot to me. That sticker you may have seen flapping up through this whole video, so I'm just adding some Tombow Mono adhesive so that her legs stay down. Now I want to decide on which washi tape I'm going to use to tip it in. This is the Hobonichi Cousin. I will be tipping it in on the day that I made it, which was October 23rd. And I've pulled a couple of washi tapes with a fall theme to see what I like. I considered this foiled Paper Geek Co. one, but it felt a little bit too light. So I am going to use this fall leaf washi, which came in a set on Amazon, I believe. It was a gift, so I do not have a link, but I love how that turned out. I'm going to go ahead and tip it in using the tip from Daksina and folding it over the ruler to get it as close to the binding as possible. And there we have October's Stationery Stockpile Challenge dashboard. I would love to hear how you guys are doing in the comments, what you've been up to. I always feel like these are the videos with my closest core audience friends, and even though I'm not posting as much, I do still love interacting, so feel free to say hi if you'd like, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.